She's practically my height, but she is like
What? Hey,
security heavy.
what does that mean?
Like she just looks a little like she could protect the building.
The internet has been buzzing ever since Offset left a comment that may have accidentally revealed more than he intended. It all started when someone on Instagram dropped a casual but loaded remark. "I hope people know that legally that baby will be Offset's if she's pregnant by the other man. It's about to be a mess." Now, usually when fans post wild comments like that, celebrities either scroll past, block the noise, or at most, laugh it off with an emoji. But Offset? He didn't let it slide for even a second. He jumped right in and clapped back with a short but pointed reply, "The devil is a lie." That one line was enough to send fans into full-on detective mode. Why? Because if Cardi wasn't pregnant at all, why even acknowledge the comment? The easiest response would have been silence.
Her request for admission.
Instead, Offset specifically pushed back on the legal responsibility angle, which made people wonder, was he denying paternity, or was he indirectly admitting there's actually a pregnancy in play? His words gave off the vibe of someone trying to distance himself from drama he knows is real, not from a rumor that's totally fake. And here's the kicker, Offset and Cardi are still tangled in a messy divorce. They share 3 kids together, meaning he still sees her, still knows what's happening in her life whether he wants to or not. If random fans online think they've spotted a baby bump, it's nearly impossible to believe Offset hasn't noticed. That's why this one comment hit so hard. It wasn't just a denial, it felt like a slip, a signal that behind the scenes, something bigger might be going on. To understand why Offset's comment hit the internet like a thunderclap, you've got to look at the stormy backdrop of his divorce from Cardi B. This isn't some quiet, behind-the-scenes split, it's been public, messy, and full of twists that feel straight out of a reality show. When Cardi first filed, fans thought it might be another one of their on-again, off-again situations. But this time, things escalated fast, with lawyers, accusations, and headlines flying left and right. Offset reportedly even demanded a DNA test for their youngest daughter, Blossom. Think about how serious that is. Questioning the paternity of your own child publicly is a nuclear-level move. That single request alone told everyone that this divorce wasn't about irreconcilable differences. It was about trust issues, suspicions, and a deep fracture in their relationship. And if that wasn't enough, the court documents have been dripping with tension, making it clear that neither side is backing down easily. For fans who have followed Cardi and Offset from the start, it's been a roller coaster. They've had breakups, makeups, scandals, and reconciliations. But this time feels different. The gloves are off. And when a split gets this ugly, every word, every comment, every little reaction is magnified. So when Offset popped up under that Instagram comment about a possible baby, people didn't see it as casual shade, they saw it as part of the bigger battle. A battle not just about custody and money, but about narrative. About who looks like the villain, and who walks away with sympathy. That's why this divorce backdrop matters. It adds fuel to the fire of speculation. Because in a war like this, even the smallest slip can look like a confession. While Offset and Cardi's divorce has been playing out like a drama series, Cardi herself has been moving forward, publicly. In May, she confirmed what many had already suspected, she's in a new relationship with NFL star Stefon Diggs. The two didn't waste time hiding it either. They went public, showing up together and letting the world know this wasn't just a fling. And with that reveal came a brand new layer of speculation that refuses to die down. Fans, being the detectives that they are, immediately started combing through her public appearances for signs of pregnancy. Loose clothing choices suddenly became strategic hiding. A slightly rounder midsection in paparazzi shots? Baby bump confirmed. It didn't help that Cardi has been through this before. Both times she was pregnant in the past. Fans guessed it before she announced anything. So naturally, people think they're spotting the same signs again. But here's where it gets messy, eh? Rumors aren't just saying she's pregnant. They're saying this time, the baby belongs to Stefon Diggs, not Offset. That alone raises the stakes dramatically. Cardi may be trying to start fresh, but in the middle of a divorce, a pregnancy by someone new could complicate everything, legally, financially, and emotionally. Cardi has denied it every step of the way, brushing off pregnancy rumors with the same energy she's always had. Yet the public isn't convinced. Add Offset's cryptic Instagram comment into the mix, and suddenly, speculation feels less like gossip and more like a puzzle waiting to be solved. If Cardi really is expecting with Stefon Diggs, it would mark a turning point, not just in her personal life, but in how this entire messy saga with Offset plays out. Offset's response, "The devil is a lie," might look short and cryptic, but fans have been dissecting it like it's a secret code. Think about it, if a rumor has no truth at all, why even waste your energy? Celebrities get tagged in nonsense every single day, but most of them never acknowledge it. Silence is the most effective way to kill a rumor. Offset didn't stay silent. He jumped in quickly, and not to joke, not to deflect, but to specifically push back on the legal responsibility angle. That detail matters. It suggests that what bothered him wasn't just the idea of Cardi being pregnant, it was the idea that he would be tied to that pregnancy. And that's where things get suspicious. If Cardi really wasn't pregnant, why bother clarifying? Offset could have laughed, said y'all are wild, or ignored it completely. But by targeting the legal aspect, it sounded like a man trying to separate himself from drama that he already knows exists. Fans also pointed out that Offset and Cardi share 3 kids. That means he's still in her orbit. He sees her, talks to her, and interacts because of their children. If strangers on the internet think they're spotting a bump, then it's almost impossible to believe Offset hasn't noticed anything. Which brings us to the big question, was his comment an unintentional confirmation that Cardi is expecting again? Whether he meant it or not, his words poured gasoline on the fire. Instead of shutting down rumors, they exploded. Now people aren't just asking, is she pregnant? They're asking, did Offset just slip and confirm it for us? Just when you think the drama couldn't get any louder, there's another storm brewing, and this one isn't about babies or Instagram comments. It's about a lawsuit. Cardi B has been dragged into court over an incident dating back to 2018, and the stakes are sky high, $24 million. That's right, $24 million for what started as a heated encounter in a Beverly Hills medical building. Here's how the story goes. Cardi, who was pregnant with her daughter Culture at the time, was visiting her doctor. A security guard named Imani Ellis spotted her and allegedly went into full fangirl mode, following Cardi around and recording her. What happened next depends on whose version you believe. Cardi says it was nothing more than words, raised voices, irritation, but no physical contact. Ellis, on the other hand, claims it was way more violent. According to her, Cardi spat on her, used racial slurs, and even clawed at her face with those famously long nails. Now, in most cases, it's one person's word against another's. But here's where things get interesting. Multiple staff members from that medical building, including the receptionist and even Cardi's doctor, have testified that they didn't see Cardi attack anyone. In fact, their testimony suggests Ellis was the one acting aggressive, even striking the receptionist during the chaos. That completely flips the narrative. So, while Ellis is suing for a jaw-dropping amount of money, the witness accounts seem to lean heavily in Cardi's favor. If those testimonies hold up, this lawsuit could end up looking less like a $24 million payout and more like an embarrassing loss for Ellis. The courtroom showdown has been nothing short of chaotic, but what's really tipping the scales here are the witnesses. The receptionist, who had a front row seat to the entire scene, flat out said she never saw Cardi touch Ellis. Instead, she claims Ellis was the one out of control, even going as far as striking her during the scuffle. That detail changes everything. Suddenly, Ellis' version doesn't look so airtight, it looks shaky, maybe even exaggerated. And then came Cardi's doctor. He testified that he also saw Ellis lash out, confirming that the receptionist ended up with an injury not from Cardi, but from Ellis herself. If your own witnesses can't back up your story, your lawsuit is already hanging by a thread. But Ellis' problems didn't stop there. When pressed on specifics, like exactly where Cardi supposedly struck her, she couldn't even remember. Imagine asking for $24 million in damages but being unable to point out the most basic detail about your alleged injuries. It made the whole case feel flimsy, almost like a cash grab. Meanwhile, Cardi's demeanor in court has been confident, even unbothered. While Ellis tries to paint her as violent, the testimonies and evidence aren't supporting that picture. Instead, it's Ellis who's coming across as unreliable, her story crumbling under scrutiny. For Cardi, this shift is massive. What started as a potentially damaging trial now looks more like a stage where she's actually winning the narrative. With the evidence leaning heavily in her favor, it seems less like Cardi's fighting for her reputation and more like Ellis is scrambling to hold her lawsuit together.
She's practically my height, but she is like
What? Say it.
security heavy.
What does that mean?
Like she just looks a little like she could protect the building.
Are you the firstborn child?
To my mom. They're wigs. Like, I don't want a guy that I work with to know I'm going to a vagina doctor.
What are form interrogatories?
Oh, honey, I don't know what that means.
What is special interrogatories?
I do not know.
What are requests for admissions? Did you call her fat?
No, I was calling her a bitch.
You said she's bigger than you? Is that correct?
Absolutely.
How do you know that?
I mean, look.
I'm looking. I don't agree with that. You used the F word during that fight, didn't you?
Yes.
What other words did you use? Tell us in your own words what you said.
I said, bitch, get the fuck out my face.
What makes this trial even wilder is Cardi herself. No matter the seriousness of the case, she just can't turn off her personality. Witnesses might be giving tense testimonies, but Cardi? She's cracking jokes, making faces, and treating the courtroom like her own stage. People online are calling it a live comedy show, comparing her reactions to something straight out of an SNL skit. And honestly, it's working. Instead of looking stressed or cornered, Cardi looks unbothered, even amused. Clips of her laughing, side-eyeing, or delivering witty comebacks have gone viral, and fans are eating it up. The lawsuit may have started as a threat to her image, but Cardi has managed to flip it into content that strengthens her reputation as funny, relatable, and authentic. Even in the middle of a legal battle, she still connects with her audience in a way that feels effortless. Now tie this back to Offset's Instagram comment, and you see why fans can't stop speculating. On one side, Cardi's thriving, turning courtroom chaos into entertainment and building her brand even higher. On the other, Offset's words fuel whispers of a secret pregnancy, leaving people convinced there's more to the story. Together, the two narratives paint a picture of drama, mystery, and unfiltered celebrity spectacle that the internet can't look away from. So, between Offset's cryptic clapback and Cardi's viral courtroom antics, one thing's clear: this saga is far from over. Maybe Offset slipped, maybe he didn't, but the speculation isn't dying down anytime soon. And with Cardi turning lawsuits into laughs, fans are staying hooked. What do you think? Was that comment a confession, or just another twist in their never-ending drama?
Why are you in my face? Why are you?
And if I was Cardi, I'd be so fucking over it with this bum-ass civil lawsuit. Like, imagine $24 million because you had me fucked up at my doctor's appointment while pregnant? What are we talking about? And before I go any further, this has to be the worst possible fucking thing about celebrity culture and how y'all treat these people like they're still not regular human beings. I'd be damned if I'm just trying to get to my doctor's office and you're not only recording me without my permission, but you're following me. Then I turn around, ask you, because you obviously lost your mind. I turn around, ask you, why are you following me? And you got the audacity, the nerve to look me dead in my face and say, because I can. Oh! Okay, cool. So you have lost your mind then. No problem. Let me help you find it. Fuck is you talking about? Then it's like, why is this being dragged out for days? The lawyer playing in her face, talking to her like she's stupid. He asking dumbass shit, talking about her hair, which hair. She probably showing up for court every time like, I cannot believe this dumbass shit I'm dealing with right now. Then the lawyer is really cooking me. Like, he's whack as fuck. Talking about which hair is yours and which isn't. Smack the shit out of everybody in this courtroom. And then 24 million? You wasn't suing for nothing if she was regular. What are we talking about? Wrap this up.
This Cardi B trial is one of the funniest things all week. And if you're not familiar, you know, Cardi B's on trial. Like, this woman's suing her for like, what, 24 million over like a verbal altercation. Like, come on now. It's a shakedown. But one thing this trial is doing is it's showing me why I fell in love with Cardi B. Cardi B is an entertainer. She is a personality. I have been a fan of Cardi B since I was in middle school. Okay, since Vine days. Real ones know. Like, before Love and Hip Hop, Cardi B was popping on Vine. And she was literally just so funny, just being herself. And that's literally what she's doing on trial. Because what do you mean? They asked her, oh, what do you mean? And she was like, like, what? Cardi B is so funny. Then she just coined a new term. She was like, security heavy. Like, who thinks to say this stuff? Mind you, people will start saying security heavy from now on. That woman is just so hilarious to me. And she really needs her own show. Like, I've always said, like, if Cardi doesn't want to do this music thing no more or whatnot, because honestly, music is not forever for most artists. Like, let's be real. I say she really should get a talk show. Like, I would watch a Cardi B talk show every day. Like, that woman is hilarious. Also, I did a video before where I talked about her glam squad and she actually commented on it. Like, Cardi B be online, y'all, so careful what y'all say. But Tokyo and Erica, she always looks so good. Like, that blonde wig, mind you, it was so good that even the courtroom had to address it, be like, it's a good wig today. Like, yeah, because, you know, when someone looking good, you just got to be like, dang, like, it looks so good. And like she said, 10 different looks, someone looks all kill. Oof.